All right, what's the next thingy? Let's talk to Takemura actually. Let's go with the main mission for once, huh? Let's see what he has to say. Yeah, I know there's always cops, literally every time.
Criminal activity reported in Watson.
Roger.
Roger.
Some cyber psycho again, but I'll handle it. Say, any update on
Holy.
my bonus? Dispatch?
Overtime bonus. Dispatch. Hey, is this called Chrome? What the hell is this? No, we're not. Let's see what body he actually has. Actually, no. Oh, it was Night of him. That was it. Brain damaged. But I can also go here. What the hell is this? Are you guys blocking the road or something? Alright, you guys want some, huh? I don't even get into focus mode. I don't even know how to do this. Easy headshot. I mean, I didn't want to fight you guys, but you started it, so what can I do, right? It's always these fucking shoes. Well, whatever. I gotta get through here now somehow, huh? Oh, it's you again.
Hello, V.
Jefferson?
Listen, I need your help. Matters private.
Sure. Okay. What's it about?
Not on the hollow. Come by. I'll lay it out. Explain everything.
Got your back, Jefferson. Not to worry.
Great. We'll see you here then. Remember where?
Of course. Be there in no time.
Yeah, not now though. Relax. And that sound is also pretty nice. I like it. Good old Aston Martin. A car for the sophisticated man. I'm actually wearing a proper suit for that, I realized. Wait, did it stop raining all of a sudden? No, it didn't. Wait, what time of day is it? I can't tell. Oh, 5 AM, okay. I see. Come on! Get out of my way. But it probably has some bullet holes, that car. Yeah, actually, as I was saying... Ah, we fucked it up again, didn't we? For fuck's sake. Poor car. As I was saying, I hate the Voodoo Boys even more now, because they did all that to Evelyn, right? But there's no way I'm gonna let them fiddle with my brain. These cunts. There is no way. Wait, where do I have to go? Up there, huh? So let's just park here, I guess. Oh, right there. This game is so good. It's crazy.
Welcome to N54. It's time for local news. Violence continues.
Oh, Panem. What is it this time?
B, the basilisk. It's ready. Would you like to drive it?
Well, I can't now.
Sure. Be there soon.
Fuck me. It is awesome.
So I hear.
I do not understand. Does Arasaka not have enough of its own people?
Look around, sir. Things are heating up in the city. Suits know one spark's all it takes for Japantown to go up in flames.
Riots are always best put down by folks not sporting your brand name.
Ah, you are here.
I am.
Goro, good to see you.
As it is to see you, V.
What is it then?
I acquired some information of my own.
All right.
Do you know who most wished to honor Arasaka-sama with the parade? He's a murderer. The irony makes me sick.
What's in it for Yorinobu? Doesn't seem like the kind who care to honor tradition.
That is so. Japanese heritage is one element. Yorinobu will also put on a display of power.
I
The
see.
floats are sure to be beautiful, but the wizened eye will see in them a hidden message to his foes.
Oh, of
What
course.
message would that be?
I am here, Gumindomo. Watch your backs.
Not one for subtlety, is he? Still don't see how this gets us anywhere.
I have had an idea. Look to the sky. The dash floats will pass precisely this way.
Yeah.
If I could just get onto Hanako-sama's float, I could speak with her in private.
Get there how?
Why jump? Of course.
You're that shit crazy. In front of a crowd. What about security?
You
or-
need not to worry. While you are occupied with your shady dealings, I learned more
Shady
about the
dealings?
floats. They are all kept in one place, Arasaka Industrial Park. It is there that they prepare them. We need only to break into the compound, find the right float and inject a virus into its system.
Only.
You will then be able to disable any security before I sneak inside.
Any.
Lots of ways to skin this particular cat, you know. Gonna need...
I know what you need. It is taken care of. I have an infected shard. It was not cheap, but the man who sold it to me guaranteed it will work.
Where'd you get this shard?
Across the canal.
Kabuki. Might actually be half decent soft then. And if it isn't, got a few tricks up my sleeve too.
This is good to know.
All right.
Let us move on.
I like how I can just put everything in your head. Any sort of USB stick. Just straight to your head.
To take control of the float is one thing, but not all. The security concerns me, the snipers especially. I will be an easy target. But I may have an answer. Okada-san mentioned the city cameras. If we gain access to them, we will see exactly where the snipers are. You can deal with them as I advance.
All right. So I have to kill people again.
Sounds like a plan.
Fine.
You agree just like that? The risks are considerable.
Yeah, well, getting more and more used to that.
And now, what would you say to a small test? We must try the shard. The camera control room is in front of us. You must get inside and infect the network. That is all.
Uh-huh. And in the meantime, you'll do what? Crack open a can of suds?
I will not touch alcohol. At work, I will watch your back. Now, get to it.
All right. Break to the security room. Huh. Okay. Didn't exactly seem that difficult. Sex and chrome. Okay, interesting. Anything else? Watson War. I like the music. Kings of Collapse. Night of Fam is not bad, actually. Someone mentioned this in chat, I believe.
Fucking worked.
Wait, why cannot? Okay. Oh, there's never mind.
And
Done. System's ours.
the shard works. Good. The easy work we have done. To break into Arasaka Industrial Park will not be such a bed of roses. But before we discuss that,
What? Have some food first, or what?
Sid, I have not eaten since yesterday.
Alright.
Give me the best on the menu.
I highly recommend the yakitori today.
Anything that isn't local, please.
See you tomorrow.
What does that mean? Oh, Johnny.
If I'm saying this, but this Sokka scum might actually prove useful. He's a well-trained dog. Needs orders, that's all. And when he outlives his purpose, we'll flatline him.
I don't actually, yeah, I actually think he's not a bad guy. But he's correct that he was just basically a dog doing what he's been told. Let me actually eat first. What is that?
Chill, Johnny. He's Sokka scum to you, I know that. But Goro's not a bad guy.
Not a bad guy. He was Saburo fucking Arasaka's bodyguard. Think his pretty eyes landed in that gig?
What is this?
Hey, yakitori.
Okay, I have laid the plan.
I mean, I've trusted the wrong people before in this game, so.
We break into Arasaka Industrial Park. 1.5. We hack Hanako-sama's float. 2. During the parade, with my help, you eliminate any snipers. 3. I get onto the float. 4. I convince Hanako-sama of the truth.
That's what is a bit difficult.
Forgot 5. Oda zeros us and pisses on our corpses. Won't ever be less than a foot away from Hanako.
Oda would not dare raise his hand against me.
What about me?
That is a different matter. I would advise you to watch your distance.
So, okay, let's actually talk about this for a second. Johnny's basically saying that he is still Arasaka dog, basically just
There's no time to waste.
trying to get out of his shit, but then he will basically still be that bad guy and has done bad shit. And maybe he's done bad things in the past because he was his actual bodyguard, right? I did not forget about this. But for some reason, I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't know why. And as much as I hate big corporations, Arasaka might actually not be that bad. Now it is because Yorinobu is in charge, right? But the other, what was it, Saburo? Maybe he wasn't that bad. Or, that could also be the case, I'm just too empathetic.
There's no time to waste, B.
I've made mistakes with that before.
Well, sounds like a suicide run, but done dumber shit than this, so...
Things even more stupid than stealing from Arasaka.
None dumber yet, no. Set the bar pretty high with that one.
Now, we part. Reconnaissance is required.
What are you doing? Don't let him off his leash.
I'm a stranger in a strange land. I'm going with you.
True. And you with your hands, skills, mind of a thief. Agreed. This we will do together. Cook! Louder! Louder!
Decided to double the amount of our
In the
active
flesh.
Night City security forces. President Myers has
He eliminated the last obstacle between himself and complete power.
They
surrendered it.
Yeah, of course.
What do we call the murder of my father? Was that not a provocation? Was that not a...
Arasaka, an empire built to last. Before Yorinobu set fire to it from the inside. All of this began with him. The factions, power struggles.
I see.
All of this. Kusa.
Welcome back, Court. Takemura is an alright guy, all things considered. Yeah. He seems nice. Like, obviously he's a bodyguard and probably killed people, but I think he's doing it for the right reasons. He might not even have liked some things that Arasaka did in the past, but he stuck to his honor to be the bodyguard for the king, so to speak. And I would also assume he might have actually disobeyed some orders if he thought it was wrong. But also, yeah, Yorinobu is actually the bad guy. He was basically trying to create his own empire here, or like steal it rather, and become a tyrant. By literally removing any sort of security from the city entirely, so he has complete control and can then use force to take it back. It's kind of crazy.
Got factions inside Arasaka? What are they?
There are three. Kiji, Hato, and Taka. Kiji longs for stability. The old order. They are united behind Hanako-sama. The liberal wing, Hato, support Michiko-sama, Saburo's granddaughter. I know little about her.
Of course it's a woman
And
with
then
liberal.
there is Taka, treacherous thugs who support Yorinobu.
I see.
Not to mention even smaller factions.
Tell me about them some other time. Where's Yorinobu's rebellious streak come from?
No one knows this. Perhaps soon I shall ask him in person.
Why'd Saburo tolerate it all? Can't get my head around it. Could've kept his son on a short leash.
Arasaka-sama was a strong and disciplined man. The strongest man I have ever known. And yet, at a critical moment, he showed a weakness.
For Yorinobu?
For his daughter. When Yorinobu formed his band of hounds, declared war on his own family, Arasaka-sama could have crushed him with one word. Yet he did not, for he did not wish his daughter to suffer. When Yorinobu returned, his tail between his legs, she persuaded her father to give him a second chance. Do you understand? Hanako-sama saved Yorinobu from the consequences of his deed.
It's always the women that make men do stupid shit, isn't it?
There's no time to waste.
And I don't blame them because they are wired to be empathetic and to protect the innocent and whatnot. Except, especially these days, their view on who's the innocent is completely skewed. It's apparently also true here because Yorinobu was not innocent. Of course, she would want to defend his brother, and so her father spares him, but it was completely misplaced. And as he correctly said, Yorinobu did not face the consequences of his actions, which is the main issue in our society these days, that people do not have to deal with any consequences of their actions. And that is why everything is going to shit. And I assume this is also the reason what happened in Night City. Because we assume that this is like 50 years in the future, right? So, I assume this just got way worse and people could just do whatever and there was no consequences. And that is actually very bad for you. It's a simple, very simple example, right? When, for example, as a guy, you know yourself, when you, at some point, you said something bad to a friend or like there was a fight and you just didn't shut your mouth when you should have and you caught one, right? You got punched in the face. And then on the way home, as Bill Burr correctly said, you were home thinking, maybe I shouldn't have said that. It makes you think, right? There was a consequence to your action. There was immediate feedback you gained there. Then it made you think, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. That was maybe stupid. That sort of got myself there. Now, women don't have this these days at all. And I'm not saying you should punch them or anything, right? But we let them slide with way too many things, right? And I've did this in my marriage. Many guys do this in their relationships. But this is actually bad for them. You kind of want to do it because you sort of want to always protect the female. It's sort of the nature of men, right? But it's actually bad. It's the same is true with children, by the way. Like, my son is 5 years old, and he has faced many consequences for his actions. Not in me beating him, I don't believe in that, but in just taking away his toys. If he's like doing something bad or is not behaving properly, then I take away his toys. Or there is less PlayStation that day, for example, because he likes to play that. It's very simple. And this is how a child learns that there are consequences to your actions. And women especially these days, or little girls, are raised with no consequences whatsoever to their actions. It's not just women, but it's stronger in girls, I should say. Generally, I think children are not disciplined enough these days. It's all way too liberal. And you see what you get from that. But it's obviously stronger in women because they're the more... I wouldn't even say they're the more empathetic sex, but they are usually more impulsive, acting more on empathetic impulses, I guess that I could say. So yeah.
Wait, you think she's complicit in Saburo's murder?
I think we are all to blame. We allowed
True.
ourselves to be tricked.
Such a wise guy, this
but
man.
We will correct this soon. Will you join me?
I actually like... now, I like the Japanese culture a lot. Now, obviously, sometimes it's a little bit... You could say it's a little bit too strict on some things. Because it has its negative implications as well, right? It's also why the birth rate is so much down. But because basically it's impossible to live up to the standards these days as man or woman. So they just opting out completely out of dating, which is obviously not bad and not good. But generally anyone who's read the Bushido, right, the original samurai code, know exactly what I'm talking about. The focus on discipline, self-knowledge, wisdom over impulses, and basically not ruling out emotions, but understanding that they can be very detrimental if you act upon them all the time. That's sort of how I would summarize the Japanese culture. Yeah, there's no culture you can summarize in like 2 sentences, but that's sort of what I get mostly from it.
Sure, why not?
Let us go from here.
I hope you enjoyed it. Please come again.
Sawdust and plastic.
I liked it. Sawdust and plastic. Nice. I have like 5 quests open right now. Okay. Come.
I have found a good place to observe.
Alright then. Takemura complaining about the food again. Yeah, philosophy, welcome back. Yeah, he did.
We must just
Sawdust and plastic. But I like Takemura a lot, actually.
Now this way.
I mean, I think actually off stream. Damn, I hear some V8 growling. Off stream, I also changed my look a little. Look at it. Oh, we like it. He's funny indeed. Ah, shit! One sec, guys. Nice suit, yeah, indeed. It doesn't quite fit with the pants, right? It's a bit like these are these. I don't know what that pattern is. It doesn't really fit with the lines, and I wish this would have been red, but it's the best I've found so far. Anyway, also I think I don't know. I feel like in the past life I lived in Japan or something because I'm very much drawn to anything Japanese. I like their food a lot. I like Asian for that matter, but especially Japanese. I like their women a lot. I'm very much drawn to the nice rice bunnies. I like them a lot. It's totally my style. And their culture. Sadly, I've never been there, but definitely I need to go to Japan at some point, man.
Fortune smiles to us. It seems no one is here today.
All right. Heck yeah. Asian girls are magnificent. Also, they still have the proper mindset. They're very much still submissive. Not all of them, but many. Love to see it.
I would call this a beautiful view of the city, if there was anything to admire.
Hate Night City that much.
Perhaps I am simply homesick, as you say. Now, you must look for
He has some great one-liners.
weaknesses, while I try to think of a diversion. Arasaka cannot discover our intentions. A bit of sabotage is just what we need to divert their attentions. You will have the best view on the left. I will try here. This old scope should be good for something. Shall we begin?
Getting pizza. Japanese are particular type too. Filipinos are also unique. It's true. Yeah, they also have some very beautiful ladies.
There's no time to waste, B.
Yeah, man. Sorry.
Let's do this. Footbridge, but it's guarded.
Why do you not scan?
We will use it to enter if there's no other way.
I see. Why does it not work? Oh, there we go.
Antenna. Security hub is liable to be in that building.
Perfect for sabotage.
Got eyes on the comm system. There's a lot of guards.
What? I see nobody. What are you talking about? Can't use my gun.
Comms for a diversion.
Alright. Why does it not work? Okay.
Pipes. See them?
We could use them to get inside. This is not bad.
Is it done already? Okay.
Think I've seen everything.
You wish to come for this reconnaissance? Do your job. I expected you to be more useful than this.
All right, quit moaning. Get another glance. Camouflage turrets by the gate.
What? Oh, did you see that? Oh, I see. Okay.
A last resort. I do not wish to die there.
It takes a while until he actually says his line. It's kind of weird.
Looks like a service tunnel by the road there.
It could lead to the warehouses.
Transformer by the wall. See it?
We should use it to step up.
Trucks drive up regularly.
Are we to hijack one?
Think I've seen everything.
We have what we came for.
All right, good.
So, we going in?
Is this what you said before entering Compeki Plaza? I wish to be certain we have not overlooked anything. We should wait and observe. If nothing out of the ordinary happens,
What does that
then
mean?
yes, we go in.
Sounds sensible. Better get comfy.
Something about the combination of Bushido and Shinto just makes such a cool culture. Yeah, and the isolated history. Yeah, absolutely. It's just very cool.
B.
What?
No sudden movements. Do you see it? The cat.
But yeah. The funny thing is, people call them very racist. Because, like, it's really difficult to actually get into the country if you want to live there, right? And they're very strong in removing any sort of illegal immigrants, as they're doing right now, right? At like what, 1% or something, and then they immediately elected a very right-wing minister or whatever it is. But of course, this is an extreme form of it, but I think it's not necessarily a bad thing. First of all, illegal, obviously, there should be zero illegal immigration in any country, right? That's the first thing. Zero. And the keyboard is on the illegal, right? And then you kind of want to keep your culture, obviously. You obviously want to have people come in, and that's totally fine. I actually don't have a problem with diversity and immigration as it is. The problem is if it is eroding your own culture, then you obviously have to put a halt to it. Or if it brings in way more criminal activity. And the Japanese are very, very disciplined. All right? And so they also apply this to their own country as a whole, which is great. They say, okay, there's some deviation going on here with these people, so get them the fuck out. And I admire that. They are disciplined, they are strong, and this is why that country is so sought out by people. Or their culture, for that matter. They're still tolerant, obviously, to like tourists and whatnot, because why not? But when it comes to immigration, you gotta prove that you actually want to live there. And that you actually bring... I think a friend of mine was in Japan a bunch of years ago, and he said, if you actually wanted to immigrate into Japan and get like an apartment there or something, you have to prove that you actually will bring revenue into the country. So you have to prove that you do something that is of worth. And you have to give a gift to the landlord, which is quite a big gift. So they even offer you that you can live there. I like that. Oh, that's for everybody. Okay. Never mind. I didn't know that. Oh yeah, you're right. Right, because you said it's actually pretty difficult to get a proper apartment at all. But generally, I like the idea of it in general. I think actually the same should be true these days when you go dating. If you actually are a gentleman's caller for a woman, I feel like you should first actually pick up at home and you have to talk with the father first. Right? If he's around, obviously. That should be a key thing. And then you sort of have to prove your worth to the father first. Before you go any deeper with the daughter. And we kind of gave up on this. Which is sad. But I think that should be actually... That would solve a lot of things, honestly. Because the first time you meet the girl's father, you really have your tail between your legs, right? And like, okay, don't fuck this up. Don't be a wuss. Be nice to him. And be strong. And actually, that teaches you a lot. Anything that stops women whoring around would be an improvement. Yeah, absolutely. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much what this comes down to. But obviously, this is oppressive and the patriarchy and whatnot, right? When they just don't realize that this is actually good for them. Because a father immediately sees what kind of a man the man is you bring in. You just need... Like, I need to talk to a guy for 5 minutes when he's interested in some sort of woman. I know exactly what he's on about. I know exactly if he's there to marry her or if he just wants to get his dick wet. You can tell immediately because you're a guy yourself. You know exactly how you would have acted. Or how you act with a woman in a certain area. So you can smell that immediately. And women, sometimes they don't have that filter. But yes, good point. Having a father still around is a luxury these days. And that's the key problem. But this also comes from the fact that there wasn't enough fathers who actually vetted the man of their daughters to know that this would be a guy that actually sticks around. And also, like in my case, for example, you would have a woman that doesn't fuck it up by, I don't know, cheating or bullshitting and whatnot from all the feminist trash they put around these days. This is why marriage just lasted in the past.
Fine-looking feline. Thought they'd all disappeared from the city.
It is the first animal I see in Night City, except cockroaches.
There are no animals though, they're insects.
First it was birds, then dogs. Cats actually put up a fight longest.
Perhaps it is a bakeneko.
What is that?
A bakeneko? What's that?
It is a cat spirit. It brings misfortune, can restore the dead back to life.
Feline ghost? Suppose anything's possible.
I don't like these naked cats, by the way. At all. Not my type.
My grandmother knew many stories about kitsune, kappa, bakeneko too.
Kitsune. Isn't kitsune Japanese for cat? It's mostly because mothers are ditching them for non-reasons. Yeah, I mean, it's what, 70% of women divorcing these days, I believe. And even then, but yeah, that's probably the mindset, thinking they can do better alone. Not just that, thinking they can do generally better just without that man, even though everything they have in their life currently is probably because of that man. Like it was in my case, right? I bought my ex-wife a great house somewhere in the countryside. It was nice. It was chill. We had a cool car. 2 actually. We were out every weekend to dinner with friends. And now she lives in a shitty ass apartment. I like cats as well. Yeah, I don't like the naked ones. Cats are chill. I mean, they're bitches, but they're chill.
Where'd you grow up, anyway?
I am from the slums of Chiba 11. Once when I was desperate to live there, bad memories washed away by time. I long only for the simple days of childhood.
What was it like growing up in Chiba 11?
I remember the chemical stench of the canal, where we boys washed our shirts.
Damn.
Corporate transporters sometimes passed through our slum. Arasaka selecting children, but only the clean ones.
What did they need kids for?
To be corporate soldiers. When they chose me, I felt I had won the lottery. In the army, I was given everything I lacked before: discipline, regular meals, and when I proved I was gifted, an education.
That's actually also why, like, in Germany we had the draft for the longest time, right? When I was growing up, one of the things I actually kind of regret is that I never went to the military. Because I went with the, how do I even translate this? It's basically catastrophe protection. It's more of a technical kind of thing where you do a lot with gadgets and like huge trucks and cars to, like, in a catastrophe scenario, you like build bridges and shit, right? So I liked this at the time because it was more technical. I was into cars and all this kind of stuff. But I think the military is actually great for guys growing up because it teaches you discipline, self-discipline especially, and a sort of like a structure in your day that you have to work for things. I think that's actually good. Naked cats, that throw me off too, yeah. Kind of a feat of bioengineering though, figuring out how to breed naked cats. Probably aliens did it, yeah, probably. I mean, everything was seeded on this planet anyway. All sort of animals. Even though, I mean, we did obviously fuck around a lot with genetics, right? If you look at the... What is that dog called? With the punched-in nose? It's in the park? It's a park, right? Because that dog didn't look like that. Yeah, park, exactly. Before we actually worked on it, right? It had a long nose, the regular dog nose. And now it can't breathe. Literally can't breathe because we tried to make it look different. Which I think these dogs look absolutely horrible. Atrocious. I think they're very ugly. And it's not even their fault. Like, I saw the original image of what the park looked like. It was just a normal dog. So I don't know if I trust humans with the power to change genetics and bioengineering and whatnot. The same we did with parakeets, right? Because they're, you know, these birds from Australia. They're only ever green and yellow, I believe. And then we mixed all sort of colors into that. Which is, of course, quite the achievement. But that lowered their life expectancy by like 50%. Which is insane. So just for them, just so they are purple for us to look at, they have to actually live less. Or the park... Because we like, some women like that kind of look, they now just have to suffer because they can't breathe. We had bulldogs for shorter noses, so when they grabbed onto a bull's neck, it could breathe still. Bulldogs, oh. That's crazy, I didn't know the reason for that. It is kind of impressive, yeah. I mean, sometimes there is some reasoning why we did it, but it's still basically just misusing and abusing a quote-unquote lower life form. I guess we wouldn't do it these days. Well, I really don't want to know what is going on in pharmaceutical industries these days, what they do with animals. I feel bad for the cats with the short legs too. Yeah, I mean, some of them just were very unlucky. Let's put it that way.
So how's a corpo rookie go from cleaning latrines to being Saburo Arasaka's bodyguard?
That's a good question.
The highest grades at the academy. Serves in the special forces. And Arasaka-sama has a unmatched eye for talent.
You're not saying Saburo fell for you at first sight.
To make the right decisions with imperfect knowledge. That is how you become the world's most powerful man. 100 candidates standing at attention. And Arasaka-sama looked into each of our souls and chose the one who would serve him best.
Damn, what was the line again? Wait, we have to ask this again.
So how's a corpo rookie go from
Oh, I can't skip it.
latrines
Fuck.
to being Saburo Arasaka's
I want to hear
boss?
this line again, though.
The highest grades at the academy serves in the special forces, and Arasaka-sama's unmatched eye for talent.
You're not saying Saburo fell for you at first sight.
Wait for it.
To make the right decisions with imperfect knowledge.
The right decisions with
That is
imperfect
how
knowledge.
You become the world's most powerful man.
Damn, that is a great line. I like that.
100 candidates standing at attention. And Arasaka-sama
Damn.
looked into each of our
What a legend.
souls and chose the one.
Well, the Bible
who
told people to
served
master nature,
best.
so people took that to heart, I guess. Yeah. Though I think... I mean, we did that, right? Didn't we? We did master nature already, mostly. I would say so, actually. But even though, let's be honest, right? If Mother Nature, Earth, at some point decides to set everything on fire, there's nothing we can do about that, right? If like there's sudden massive tsunamis and storms and things happening out of nowhere, there's nothing we can do about that to stop it. But generally, I think we are the apex predator on this planet, right? We are the most dangerous animal on Mother Earth, which is a good thing, I think. Yeah, I think so too. We should actually have some sort of respect. Exactly. We should be humbled by Earth itself. Yeah, I totally agree. 100%. We are still, as I said, the apex predator on this planet, and we have pretty much control over every single animal that is out there. Which is, of course, good, but it also means, as we learned in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility, right? So just because you have that, it doesn't mean you can abuse it to your liking. So you have to use proper judgment of what you do with these animals, right? That are at your mercy. It's also a very important lesson for any man, by the way, right? Because if you manage to get into a traditional relationship, which I would highly recommend you do, even though it's difficult these days, but don't settle for less. Which means your girlfriend, wife is submissive to you, and that does not mean that she's a doormat. It just means she follows your lead voluntarily, not because you force her to, right? Key thing. And your children as well. That means you have a lot of power, and with great power comes great responsibility. That means you have to really take care of your quote-unquote subordinates, if you want to call them that, right? And you have to have their best interest at heart. That develops your character like nothing else, honestly. If you have, what's the term? Responsibility for other people. It's not easy. Being a leader is not easy. Like these days, everyone wants to be a leader, right? Everyone wants to be the boss, wants to be the highest in the corporate ladder, and everyone thinks they could be the best president there is, right? Literally, everyone thinks they would be the better president. And I'm sitting here like, I do not want to be a king or a president, because that is very, very difficult. That is a very difficult job. To be a good president. You can, of course, become an asshole real fast, right? And be a tyrant, that's easy. But like being a good king, being a good leader, that is very difficult. And it asks a lot of you. And so I always am kind of confused when people be like, yeah, I want to be the alpha guy. I'm like, you know what this brings into your life? That's a lot. Now, it's also good because it makes you better, but... Regarding Saburo Arasaka, I could tell if someone would make a good bartender within 5 minutes of talking to somebody. A good bartender. Oh yeah, it's true. If you know, you know. Yeah, I think so too. I think I could judge this as well. I think my judgment of people is actually pretty good these days. Even though I did get betrayed, but it happens. You can't know everything. I can't remember if I told you, but I owned a bar for 10 years and everyone thinks they would be better. Yeah, you told me. And 99% of people can't do it. Absolutely. Everyone thinks they can, but they cannot. They literally can't. And I always said, the best king is always the king who doesn't want to be king. That's going to be the best king. Who is sort of, quote-unquote, forced or pushed by the people to become the king. That is always the best one. Because he doesn't do it for personal gain. Or for power gain or whatnot. He does it as a servant to the people. Aragorn is the idea. Aragorn is... Oh man, I should watch Lord of the Rings again. It's been like 20 years or something, I don't know. But yeah, a great example, absolutely. Because that's the fun thing that people don't realize. Everyone thinks when they are king, they're gonna like ask people around, tell them what to do, you do this and that, and they're just sitting on the throne, right? Chilling. But that's just a tyrant. That's not a king, right? The real king realizes that everything he does and what the crown brings is actually servitude. He is a full servant to the people. That is who he is. He has to put all his own interests aside and only focuses on what is best for his kingdom. And most people cannot do that. Literally cannot do that. Because I truly think, and I said this before, altruism doesn't really exist in most people, I don't think. Even if someone like donates to charity, we talked about this before, they mostly still do it out of their own interest to feel better about themselves. They don't really care about the people that this might help with. It's mostly so they can say, even if they don't tell it to other people, but they can say to themselves, yeah, I'm doing good because I'm donating to charity. Right? And I said this, like, I thought about this myself, right? Why I want to do it. And I don't think that true altruism really exists. Maybe I'm wrong with that, right? I could be totally wrong. Maybe there's someone who actually truly just thinks about other people. I don't know. But if anything, it's very rare. Most people are not like that. And so, however, on the other side as well is, for example, in the case of doing good, it doesn't also really matter if the intent is selfish as long as the outcome is good, right? For example, if you say, okay, I just want to donate to charities or like or whatever, just want to do good, and you do it because you want to feel better about yourself, you still are doing good, right? So that's not bad. It's actually a win-win for both. So it's not necessarily a bad thing if you do this out of selfish interest. And this is where I come back to my all-time favorite quote, and that is that intent doesn't matter, only the outcome does. It exists in good parents and coaches. That's true. Oh yeah, right. I didn't think about that, but I've seen some very, very good coaches. That is true. They really only care about the people they sort of teach and raise. And with parents, you are correct. Yeah, I was about to say that it's probably pretty common in parents, but that might not even be true these days. Because what I've seen from so many parents trying to live their own life through their own children, by basically making them things they wanted to do in their life but didn't. Very bad. Very bad. Very bad. So for example, with my son, I absolutely don't care what he's gonna do later if it is something that makes him happy and does pay the bills and makes it possible to like support someone, right? Now, if he's just gonna sit around do nothing, obviously, then I'm gonna tell him, just get your shit together, buddy. But I will never tell him what kind of job he should do, right? Or what kind of hobbies he should take up. Like, for example, when many force their children to learn an instrument they absolutely hate. Like, I wouldn't do this. Of course, I want to give him some things he can try to do, right? And see, okay, maybe he actually enjoys it or doesn't. But like forcing them through things they really don't enjoy. It's not like giving up after one try, right? You have to test yourself a little bit, right? Before you can make that judgment. But it's crazy sometimes these days. What I see, like in kindergarten and whatnot, with other parents, it's just... You know, I'm actually very much in favor of humanity. I like humans a lot, as they are, because I think there's a lot of good in humans overall. They might not always act on it, but generally humans are good people, or like a good species. And I say this as I'm not human, I am, but you know what I mean. But the one spot where I always lose hope in humanity is on children's playgrounds when I watch the parents. This is where I lose hope, honestly. Because what you see there, not just the complete neglect of your own children, what they do, and if they do bad, to not scold them about it, but also what they let fly. what these children are doing to other children, and then I have to step in and raise other people's children for them because they don't do it. This is pissing me off, I can tell you. I actually hate going to the playgrounds. Luckily, he's getting old enough now that he doesn't want to do it anymore. But, bruh, that's the worst thing as a parent, man. It's the worst. And the problem is, it's not even the children's fault, right? It's the parents' fault. And this is what Jordan Peterson rightly said. If you don't discipline your children, they grow up around adults that hate them. And that's the worst thing you can do to a child. Because if there's a spoiled brat, you absolutely hate that brat, right? You hate him. But the child, it's not its fault. It doesn't know how to act any other way because it was told that, right, by its parents. So that's just very sad for the child. Even if it doesn't recognize, like, consciously what's going on, subconsciously it does realize that all these other people are not in favor of it. That is so sad. But yeah, it happens a lot these days. Anyway. Osaka's enemies. Well.
All you had to do in return was kill Saburo's enemies.
I sense that you judge me, and yet you have no right to.
True.
Unlike you and your friend Mr. Wells, I was not arrogant. I did not take the easy path.
Saying you got no dirt on your hands?
There are no clean hands, but it is important how they become dirty.
That is true.
So spill. How'd you sully yours?
I like this interaction a lot, actually. It's very deep.
Arasaka gave me what no one else could. Values I could honor, live for. This was most important. You dirty your hands for money. I, in the name of principles.
Cool. Yeah, I actually hate mercenaries. So it's kind of weird for me to be one in this game, but that's what it is. Yeah, we are in the third generation of Lazy's very fair parenting. Ah, this name rings a bell. Can you elaborate a little bit on what it is? People don't know how to be parents because they haven't had a good example. Yeah, but why did it start? Like at some point it had to start that the parents just gave up on parenting their children. Oh, it's hands off. I thought it was a name. Is that a similar name? I might be wrong. Yeah, hands off parenting is the worst. Yeah, absolutely. I know what people are saying. The reason is they don't want to crush their children's spirit. Actually laugh, even though it's very sad, because that's the worst thing they can do. And nothing actually crushes their spirit as growing up with people hating them. Let's actually go up here a little bit. Let's move up, gentlemen. Yeah, hands off is the worst, absolutely. I've seen this one clip, I don't know if it was staged, it could have been staged, I don't know, where this child, she was like at least 10, 12, I don't know. And she was at this supermarket. And she had like a tantrum, right? A temper tantrum. And was basically just throwing around bottles on the ground, spilling everything, like destroying property. And throwing everything down. And the parents were saying, no, you gotta let her have her 5 minutes, then she calms down. And I was like, no. No, absolutely not. What you do in that moment is you drag her out and put her in the car and tell her to shut the fuck up. You can't just destroy everything just because you have tantrum right now. That doesn't work. That's bullshit. Because everyone around that child in that moment, everyone who saw that absolutely hated that little girl. And she couldn't do anything about it because she didn't know how to deal with her emotions. And that is the key problem that people don't realize. They absolutely ruin their children by doing this. because they are afraid to exert some discipline. It's crazy. You have to force good behavior in children. Absolutely. Also because they just test their boundaries, right? They test them because they have to. Because how do you know how far you can go as a child? You have no reference points, right? As an adult, you know, of course, if I do this, then people are going to be mad. Yes, you know, because you've been through that. But as a child, you have to figure this out. So you're going to test your boundaries. You're going to see how far you can go before your parents get mad or say something. And they actually absolutely love it when you put boundaries on them. Like anytime I scold my son for something, when I take something away from him or whatnot and tell him, stop that right now, or we're not gonna play PlayStation later or whatever it is, right? And then at first he looks at this like me, and it's like, okay, that I can't go further than that. And then pretty much immediately after that, he tells me how much he loves me. And at first I was thinking that he's just trying to make up for it or to make me feel better about it. But the more I think about it, it's actually, I believe that he just likes that someone actually cares about him. You know? That he doesn't fuck up. He knows this intrinsically, subconsciously, that this means I care for him, that he doesn't become an asshole. He might not understand it yet, but I think subconsciously he does. Children are much smarter than we give them credit for. But obviously they don't have the capabilities and tools that we have as adults to deal with our emotions. I mean, many adults don't even have that. You've probably seen the statistic that says that only 2% of people in the West, I believe, are actually considered truly emotionally adults. 2%. It's crazy. Because it means emotional maturity means understanding your emotions, not just not acting on them, understanding where they come from, parsing them properly. Why are you feeling this? What would you act on it if you could do it? And is it good to act on them right now or not? And also parsing means that if you feel angry right now, then you have to understand, what do I need to do now to solve that emotion? It's not suppressing that. That's not it. You have to figure out, okay, maybe I should hit the gym and just let it out. Or just go for a walk and calm down or meditate, whatnot. This is emotional maturity. If you watch a lot of The Dog Whisperer, you start to understand how these things work. Yeah, it's actually funny. My former mother-in-law watched, she has a dog, and she watched a lot of that. And I always noticed the parallels to how you raise your children. It's the same thing, pretty much. Except that the thing can talk back. Child, where the dog can't. But same thing. Anyway, we were judging him, so I couldn't really say that. But let's...
Wasn't judging you.
And true, you oppose the corporations, their order, their word, in a mindless way. Yet you offer no worthy alternative.
Take a look around. It's here. Your corporate world in its glorious splendor.
You show me filthy streets as if no other world exists. As if nothing else is possible. What of the millions who work for Arasaka and receive stability, safety?
Cheap 11 slum rats? They're there, scraping scraps out of scop tins. Corpse decided that too.
We cannot fix everything at once.
Both are correct here, actually. Like, Takemura is right. You can't just talk shit on corporations that they all suck, as we do here, and then don't bring up an alternative, what you should do instead. As I said before, corporations, they do have their warrant, right, to exist. Because obviously, how else would we have, for example, how else would everyone have a smartphone? Do you need it? I don't know, but let's say a PC or whatnot, or like tables. I mean, you could also do these locally, but you get the point. But I think the key thing that the problem really is with corporations is humans' nature for greed very often. And so I think what actually should be happening is that corporations should be ran like governments, like a democracy. where the people that work there can decide on things. Now, not everyone should do this, because you know very well yourself in your democracy that the most retarded idiot next door is actually allowed to vote, which they clearly shouldn't because they have no idea what they're talking about. But so there should be some sort of that the executives just can't pull through with everything and nobody cares. I think the first thing that would help a lot, it's probably better if the first thing that would help with corporations and the bullshit a lot would be forced transparency. Like they have to sort of lay open everything they do. I don't know if this is even feasible, but I don't know. The problem with corporations is the lack of boundaries. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so you have to kind of figure out how to put boundaries on them. And I guess transparency is a good thing at first. It might be just the first step, not the what actually solves it. But so you know, okay, what are they? So they can't do this shady shit in the background all the time. And another big problem is the too big to fail thingy, right? This isn't just corporations, it's also with celebrities and shit. Which is just another effect of no repercussions to your actions. So we really live in a society where you have no repercussions to your actions, and that is the key problem. With everything, I feel like. Now how to solve that? I don't exactly know. One thing I disagree with though is when Takemura said, yeah, this big corporation gives thousands of people something to work and safety, right? First of all, there is no safety in your corporate job. If you have to live paycheck to paycheck, you are never safe. You're actually just surviving each month anew, right? There is no safety in that whatsoever. Okay, let's just first get this out of the way. You are not safe in corporations because they can fire you tomorrow for no fucking reason. There is no safety in that, right? And the other point is that most big corporations don't give a flying fuck about you whatsoever. So it's not like this is some sort of grandiose gesture of any corporation to give you a job. First of all, they just need your labor, they don't care about you. They just do this because they need you. If they wouldn't need you, they wouldn't do it. Right, it's very simple. So this is a lot of bullshit. I heard this a lot all the time from people working in big corporations. It's all crap. Especially when Arasaka repossesses Cyberpunk. Exactly. Like, this is all bullshit. Good morning from the UK. I've liked and subscribed. I'm new to your channel. I have this game now and it's been sorted out with updates. I have this game now. What do you mean? Welcome, Officer Dibble, though, by the way. So have you played it before or not? I didn't get this from your message. So yeah, although I think what is already happening and what will be happening more in the future is that people will become more local. They will order from more, like buy from more local companies and support more local companies. This might not happen today, but it will happen definitely in the future. Because the trust in these corpos is all very much gone.
You already forget what happened at Tom's Diner? People hate corps more than anything. Can't blame him either. Got some regrets, but Kleppen from Arasaka ain't one of them.
Sometimes I wish to become a nomad, to leave this world, forget everything.
Never too late to change.
What is your expression? One cannot teach an old dog new tricks.
That's a very reductist expression, though. I don't believe in it.
Do you know what I think?
What is it?
What's that?
That day in Konpeki, we both have lost someone important. And we are not at peace with this. So we seek conflict, argue eagerly.
Finally starting to make some sense.
There's one thing you should know. It is about Mr. Wells.
What is it?
About Jack? What is it?
When I set out to find you, others went to find Jackie. They took his body.
For the life of me, can't figure why. So his mom couldn't give him a proper send-off?
Arasaka has a method for pulling information from the dead.
What are you talking about?
Don't ask for details. I understand little. I know they use the Soul Killer program to do so. They can pull an engram from Well's body. Damaged. Incomplete. But still an engram.
Motherfuckers.
That's crazy.
Jackie's psyche. Where they keep it?
This, I do not know.
Why am I only hearing this now?
I did not know I could trust you. The circumstances have changed.
Understandable.
The Bakaneko got sick of us, looks like.
Did he just jump down?
It will find its own way.
Did Johnny just roll down? Did I see this properly?
As will we.
He's a very wise man. I like it. Oh yeah, when it had its fault. Oh, I see, okay.
I think it is time to do something.
Oh, fuck, get worse.
You do not look so bad.
I'm waiting by a construction site. It's visible from a distance. See you soon. Yeah, but you know, okay, let's actually go down here. Because there's a bunch of people that want my attention. First of all, Panem asked again. I don't know what's going on there. You guys want something again. Also, I read that there is kind of, if you are not fast enough with your quests, with some of them, then they vanish. Because you have like 12 in-game hours time or something? For some of them? I don't know. I don't know if it's true. The really do is breaking into Arasaka Industrial Park to hack Kaneko's float for the pride and honor of her corporal vampire daddy. All this just so Takemura can get an audience with her. You know, I've done a lot of gong shit in my day, but I never got in the same bed as the fucking enemy. Don't know what's waiting for us at the end of this road, but I'm waiving all responsibility. This is on you. Our crazed Ronin shows no signs of slowing his roll. I like this, crazed Ronin. We barely get intel from Wakako about the parade, and Takemura is already hatching some harebrained scheme in Japantown. He wants to meet at the market. Fine, let's party. But you already know where I stand. Don't let him strong-arm you into anything. Wait, who is this? Who is speaking? Is this Johnny? He knows how many loose screws are bouncing around that skull of his at this point. No, only one with River. Oh, there's this one I can lose. Basically. I guess we do it then. We do this, then we help pan him, and then we actually move on here, I guess, huh? Alright. The evening. Is it evening? 10 PM, yeah. That counts as evening, doesn't it? Come on, Takemura, walk a bit faster. Wait, 15 meters? It's right there? Oh, no, I have to go out of here, right? Yeah, okay. Let's just jump down. No, you guys can't see anything. So this is why we brought our flashlight. I'll come back later. Friend, got shit to do. I kind of want to just... There's so many side quests that keep popping up. I should...
I'll be in touch. The diversionary reaction, that is mine.
But I can see the truck optional. But why? Oh, I can see a truck from them.